Hi, I am Muskan Mehra, a Vedica scholar from the class of 2023, and I am here to share my Vedica placement journey with you all. All in all, I had 3 years, 2.7 to 3 years of work ex before I came here. So I already had some practical knowledge about how organizations function. However, I wanted to gain some theoretical knowledge about business, and I had already been a liberal arts student prior to this. So I think it gave me a good edge coming here because I was reading about management, liberal arts, and then working on myself also through the personal growth track. So my shadow mentor was Pamela Wong. She's Vice President Human Resources for APAC region in Belden, Hong Kong. I did my shadow in Hong Kong. Shadow is basically a period where we literally shadow a person who's at the C-suite level, and we are following them around, literally shadowing them around everywhere and understanding how the organizations function and they as women function and how they run their personal and professional lives. I did my shadow, as I mentioned, in Hong Kong. It was definitely a very transformational journey for me because first of all, I was going abroad all by myself for the first time, and I really feel this sort of mentorship really helps us to enhance our personalities and not just our professional careers. One day suddenly I got a message from Ujjwal, who's our careers POC, and he said, so I'm adding you to this group and there are a few people from the batch who have been shortlisted. We have gotten their names from Aditya Birla and they want to review their profiles and interview them again. So we all started preparing, and I think on the final interview day there were 2 rounds. The first one took a bit longer than usual. I was again a bit skeptical if I would get through this or not. Then there was second round which lasted I think hardly a minute or two, and this was the toughest time, the wait that we had to do before the results. I think within 10 minutes there it was, the result, and I was shortlisted. I was not expecting if I would be shortlisted or not, and then getting into Aditya Birla, I mean getting the domain that I wanted to get into and the profile management trainee, I mean it's huge for me right now. It's given me a huge push. I mean it has given me a good push in terms of my career, and then having 3 years of work ex and then starting again. So my parents were actually really happy for obvious reasons that I had gotten a great organization and a great role with a great package, especially at the time when the market was so down and people were not getting jobs, and I was already going through a lot of personal issues in my family. So this was sort of a breakthrough for all of us. I mean they were just on cloud 9. That's all I can say about that day and that moment. There can never be just one unique thing about the Vedica community. There are multiple things, one of them being the unconditional support that we get from the team. I have personally texted people at random hours, and I've gotten a response from them within a minute or a couple of minutes, specifically during the placement season, the shadow time. At times when you actually need support, the team is always readily available for you, and this is something that you cannot experience until you get here, of course, because you are not a scholar, but the moment you become a scholar you get that. Apart from that, I think networking opportunities. I have gotten in touch with a lot of industry mentors through my program mentor and my shadow mentors. I've met a lot of people who have already, done great things in their career. I mean, the kind of networking opportunities you get here and the kind of guidance you get here, it puts Vedica apart and it sets the course apart from other courses and the generic courses that we do. Yeah, so my favorite faculty here at Vedica is Ankur Kulshrestha. He was our finance professor. He taught us 3 courses. So the way he taught the concepts, some concepts have really stayed with me and I know I would be using them in future. The cohort is extremely diverse and there are people coming from different walks of life, and he puts us all at one level and teaches us from the scratch. So that is a really remarkable thing about him. So when I spoke to Mr. Bhawani, he's the CEO of Akshaya Patra Foundation. He's my program mentor. I spoke to him about this thing and he told me it's very important for us to have a shift in the mindset. It's very important for us to move our mindset to a growth mindset, because then in that case you would have a new way to work. You wouldn't really have to prove yourself through the competition, you will be working in a different way altogether. And you know, the companies always also look for people who, you know, who think to grow with the organization and not just grow themselves in the organization. So it's very important for us to have a shift in that mindset, and the moment we have it, we'll crack it all, be it our personal or our professional lives. I take a pledge right here, right now, to not quit and become a bold, financially independent woman.